What's that sound? It's for amusement only, the EM and Bingo Pinball Podcast.
Welcome back to For Amusement Only. This is Nick Baldridge. It's been a tough week, but wild horses couldn't drag me away from getting the news out to you, faithful listeners. Today I wanted to start a series on score reels. Score reels are, to me, some of the most iconic elements of any EM pin or arcade game. And one of the things that I really love about them is something that I love about pinball in general, and that's just the raw physicality of it. You have a steel ball bearing that you're trying to prevent from landing in a particular spot, and score reels are actually physically turning in order to display your score based on the stuff that ball is hitting. I just think that that's really cool, for lack of a better term. And so today I wanted to start with just a little bit of history. Score reels were first used by Gottlieb in October of 1954 with their game Super Jumbo. Super Jumbo was a 4-player pinball machine and Gottlieb's first production multiple-player pinball machine. Now, previously there had been other multiplayer machines, but they were all flipperless. If you'll recall back during the great era of experimentation in the 1930s to the early 1940s before World War II, all kinds of interesting stuff was tried out. But then the war kind of acted like a dark ages for pinball. It took a while for manufacturing to catch back up. So, here we are, near the end of the year, 1954, and out comes Super Jumbo, which has two big advancements. It's the first multiplayer game that's been seen in quite some time. It's a Gottlieb, it's got beautiful artwork, and it's the first game to use rotating score reels instead of lighted scoring. Now, Super Jumbo, being made in 1954, is a wood rail. And there were some interesting innovations that Gottlieb made with multiplayer games, but today we're sticking with score reels. So the game would actually keep track of each player's state separately. This, again, was unusual / unheard of, and would provide you with a totaled score at the end for each player. Pretty neat thing. So, in 1955, we see the competitors start to try to catch up. And from that time on, through the end of the EM era, which was about 1978, depending on manufacturer, 1978 would be Gottlieb. For Bally and Williams, it was more like 76. Somewhere in the 76 to 78 era. But all three of those companies used score reels. And the other competitors, which were absorbed or went out of business, like United and Genco and Keeney and some of the other also-rans and also foreign manufacturers. So through the back glass, of course, the game presents a single digit at a time in each position of the score. So if you have a machine that goes up to, say, the 10,000th position, you'll have 5 different reels, each one associated with one of those numbers. Now, an interesting note is that the artwork on the reels while mostly standardized, did shift a bit depending on the theme of the game and the manufacturer. And they utilized some interesting concepts over time, especially as digital displays became more common. The artwork on the score reels started to shift to look more like the digital displays. It's kind of an interesting trick, I guess you'd say. I'm not sure who that was meant to please, but I'm sure it was somebody. Mostly it was probably meant to capture the audience who was starting to shift to the solid-state games because they were newer and shinier. So, as far as the other interesting tricks, they came in different colors, as I believe I mentioned. So some of them, the base color was actually black or yellow. In one instance, I think I've seen red. And then the numbers which are screen printed on are different colors as well. I find these machines really interesting to look at. But then again, I pretty much love all score reels. Regardless of era or design, score reels provide that physicality that I am very attracted to in pinball. And in arcade games in general. While I love video games as well, believe it or not, the ability to actually manipulate something in a game is worth far more to me than the ability to watch Pac-Man be eaten by ghosts over and over and over again. Poor Pac-Man has died many a time on my quarter over the years. Well, thank you again for listening. My name again is Nick Baldridge. You can reach me at foramusementonlypodcast@gmail.com. You can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Pocket Casts, via RSS, on Facebook, on Twitter, or on our website, which is foramusementonly.libsyn.com. Thanks again for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.